Hey everyone. So we are starting a live today, and in just a moment, or in a few moments, we'll accept Hari Simran so we can talk about our new ritual coming up, our 14-day ritual. Hey Hari.
Hi.
There you are. I was just talking about that we were going to be coming on today with our 14-day immersion coming up.
Yes, I'm so excited.
I know. How's your day so far? I know we
It's
talked
good.
briefly earlier.
We did, and I taught yoga. I'm feeling good.
Yeah, I know. I went for a run today, or a short run. I did more of a sprint and kind of like a HIIT workout to wake me up this morning, and some meditation soon. Um, yeah, so we can go ahead and just start talking a little bit, and hopefully some people. Hi, Vanessa. Vanessa's joining. And anytime if anyone pops on, you guys are always welcome to ask questions. So, let's talk a little bit about how we know each other.
Yeah, oh my gosh. We know each other, I think, from lifetimes, but in this lifetime, uh, we have known each other for almost 10 years, I think.
Has it really been 10 years?
I mean, I think almost. I met you when I moved here from Northern California, when I moved to Los Angeles, a deer in the headlights a little bit. Um,
I think we all were.
yeah, I know. But, we've just had such a wonderful sisterhood and friendship, and we got to start 40-day rituals together and teach and have retreats and really offer people an experience that we've had the privilege to experience ourselves, and we're just very passionate, I think, about what we do, and we
Yeah, we
really
are.
bonded on that,
Yes.
among other things.
Hi, Ingrid. Looks like you're joining us too. So, today we wanted to pop on. Hadi and I haven't done a live in a long time, and she is offering a beautiful 14-day Ayurvedic experience on our platform, 40-day rituals. And so, for those of you that don't know, Hadi and I actually started this platform together, and through the years, we kind of began to evolve and develop different things. And Hadi, how long have you been doing Ayurveda?
I've been I've really been practicing as a professional for about 15 years. And it's been in my life since I can remember, since I was very, very young. So I've got to develop my skills as a practitioner and just my love for this medicine and this lifestyle for a long time.
So,
Um,
for those of you that don't know, Heidi went to school in India when she was 4 years old. And would you say in the Indian culture in India where you were that they use Ayurveda day in and day out?
they do. They really use the lifestyle practices. Um, and Ayurveda is an ancient form of medicine, but really what obviously what we're offering in this immersion that we're going to talk about are really honing in on the lifestyle practices. So in India, they do. It's just automatic. It's part of their culture.
So, how long has
And
Ayurveda been in practice, from what you know?
it's been around about 5,000 years, relatively.
And would
Give
you
or
can
take.
kind of consider it like a form of like medicine or medical attention? Like, how would you describe it in that sense?
Well, it's an we say a lot it's an ancient form of medicine, but I think sometimes that's misleading because it's relevant to our modern day. So it's been around a long, long time, and it's very, very holistic. So we
And what do you
use
mean by that?
Holistic means that it involves your mind, your body, and your spirit. So we're trying to integrate your whole being. We're not just trying to hone in on one aspect of you, because healing takes all of you. And so
That's
that's
so
the
beautiful.
concept. Yeah.
Right. So it's mind, body, spirit. It's not only working on the physical body, it's also working on the mind, and
Mm-hmm.
also connecting with soul self, soul spirit, right?
Yes, yes. And, Onkar, you've experienced some of my therapies and the things that I offer, and Ayurveda in general, just being a yogi. But Ayurveda also, there's a big section of it that incorporates yoga, and that's part of the medicine also. So, just you being a teacher and practicing and teaching all these practices, and, you know, for all those people who are on here right now are going to watch the recording, like, you're already doing Ayurveda. You're already doing, that part, that spirit part, that, subtle part.
Okay, and so we are starting on 40-day rituals, this balanced 14-day immersion, and it is June 12th through the 25th. So what can we expect in this immersion?
This is something I've been wanting to teach and do for years, and I haven't really quite put it together, and it finally came together. But really what we're going to do is kind of like a little bit of like an Ayurveda 101, getting to know yourself through the lens of this beautiful practice, understanding your body type, understanding, how you move and function in the world. And then we're going to practice different lifestyle practices to help us reboot our systems, to help us kind of have a fresh start, and to really give us a foundation so that after these 14 days, you're going to walk away with not only an amazing experience, because we're going to do it in a group, but you're going to walk away with so many tools that you've already started using, that you're going to continue to use. And this, for me, this was the foundational work that I did as a student of Ayurveda to get where I am today. And I use it every day for the last 20 years. This is what I've done. And it has kept me going. It has kept me healthy. It has kept me vibrant. And it's something that these tools that I fall back on all the time.
And so when you say, I'm going to rewind real quick, when you say body type, are you talking about our doshas?
I'm talking about your doshas. And a lot of people might not know what that means, or they might not know, like, what is a constitution? What is?
Can you explain that?
So, in this immersion, I'll be talking about a lot of language that you may have heard, like dosha, or even the word Ayurveda. But really, a body type is your unique set of tools that you were, born in this life with, that give you vitality. What are your strengths and your weaknesses, and how can we use those to help you stay balanced and vital and prosperous? And so knowing that about yourself is very, very important, because we are unique. And that's what Ayurveda does. It helps you understand how you show up in this world, and it helps you understand how to use all the tools we have, whether it's yoga or food or communication, the way you take information in, the way that you absorb. That's what a body type or a mind type is. And you're going to be learning that in this immersion.
And so as we learn this, and I can speak from my own experience too, it's like learning like that I'm predominantly, I mean, most of the time we're like all the different doshas, but I'm predominantly pitta. And so I feel like I've always run hot. So kind of to learn that about myself is kind of confirmation of how I already intuitively felt about my life. And so, Hari, with the courses that we've done together with Kundalini Ayurveda, and then also just as a friend, has, given me tools and techniques to help cool my body. And I would say since we did our first 40-day ritual together, where we combined Kundalini and Ayurveda, and we did the oil pulling for the first time, I do oil pulling almost every single day ever since. And I don't even know how many years ago that was, but I love oil pulling. And so I'm sure, Hadi, you'll be doing some of that in this course, if not in this one, in future ones. But, you know, it's just little tips and tools that you can use on a daily basis that really help in so many different ways, not only just with the physical body, but also the mind. What exactly in these 14 days are they going to get if they join our 14-day immersion with you?
Yeah, that's a great question. I love the oil pulling thing. What we're going to do is, you know, when we start this immersion, you're really going to get a comprehensive understanding of what Ayurveda is and really of, you know, how to navigate what your constitution is, your body type. And
Is that
then
going to
we're
be,
going to,
sorry, I'm going to interrupt you. Is that going to be like written up, or is it just going to be like, you know, through a, what's the word I'm looking for? Like through a talk that you're giving? Like, how can they expect to receive this material?
well, you know, we're going to do, I'm going to be giving you information through verbally. Like, we're going to start with a 2-hour workshop. So I'm going to be teaching you this different concepts of like what Ayurveda is. And then you're going to, you know, if you're joining us, you're going to be taking a dosha quiz, which really helps you assess what body type you are. So you'll be getting those materials. And then we'll also be doing the different practices together. Like Onkar mentioned, we're going to be doing oil pulling. We're going to be doing a beautiful practice for your digestion. This is something that everyone, in my opinion, should know how to do. We're going to heal the digestive system in many ways. Now, if you have chronic conditions, this may help, but we're going to really be focusing on the digestion in a good part of this immersion, because that's where a lot of people are having problems, a lot of tension, a lot of emotion. So I'm going to be giving you very specific tools and a formula that we're all going to take throughout the 14 days together. And then we're going to do Abhyanga massage on our bodies. That's going to be like a self massage. It's a very, very special oil massage that we get to do on ourselves every day. It helps the lymphatic system. It helps put glow in your skin. It helps you make you look younger. It's amazing. And
I can testify to that.
it's so good. I love it. I try to do it on myself. I also offer it. So, you know, it's everyone just enjoys this so much. And then we're going to do a very special, unique meditation that I put together just for this immersion. And this meditation is going to take you into your own body, your own self-healing. You know, if you've had issues with your body, if you've had issues with your body image, if you've had physical problems, if you're currently dealing with things, this meditation gives you the opportunity to do some self-healing. So these are the things that we're going to do. We're going to do oil pulling, we're going to do self-massage, we're going to heal the digestive system, we're going to create routines as according to your unique body type. You're going to learn about Ayurveda, and you're going to engage in this meditation that ultimately, and Onkar, I think you'll agree on this, is like the meditation is like that gold at the end of the rainbow. It's like that's where we're going to integrate everything. So we have a lot of good things in this immersion. I know it sounds like a lot, but they're really simple, and you're going to be in a group. We're all going to be doing this together. So it'll be very, very amazing, and the experience, I think you'll walk away with a lot.
And I think I'd like to highlight one of the things that you said too, like on the digestion. One of the things that I think about digestion now is like also like your digestion is connected with how we digest life, right? So it's not only digesting food, it's helping you to how you actually digest your thoughts, your feelings, and your emotions. So can you just touch on that just really quickly?
Yeah, I love that because we are bombarded with, how do we get our digestion? How do we get our belly to cooperate? I've had, I think every client that I've seen over the last 15 years, we've worked on their digestion first thing, digestion. And, you know, that when you are digesting well, when you're digesting your food well, when you're digesting the physical things that are going in your body well, you are able to begin to digest your emotional stress better. So we all have emotional stress. We can't have this life without any stress. That's not real and it's not healthy. A little stress is good. But when we aren't able to digest that stress, when we're not able to eliminate it or assimilate it really, it gets accumulated in our system like plaque buildup and that stress, and we just get more and more plaque buildup, more stress buildup, and then we have a problem. So what Onkar is saying, it's not only digesting food, it's digesting emotion, is very, very important. That's the root of why, our digestion might be off. So even doing this little bit of healing during these 14 days, you're going to find how much more freedom there is within your body, within your mind, your ability to feel less bloated because you're able to release stress better, or less constipated, or less, gas, or less heartburn. And, these things are important.
So, who would you say this ritual is for? So, for those of you that are just joining now, or if you're re-watching this or watching this at any time, we're talking about not only Ayurveda, but also like lifestyle, and also this 14-day ritual that Hari's going to be leading called Balance. And so, who would you say that this 14-day like immersion ritual is for?
This is really for anybody. Whether or not you have any physical symptoms, this immersion is for anybody to join, whether you're very, very experienced, like Onkar and I have been doing this a long time, or you're super new to it, or you're somewhere in the middle. This is for any person, any body type, anybody is welcome to join. We're not doing any kind of cleansing or anything that requires, preparation, and that's for another immersion. We're going to save that for another immersion, but this is very, very open to anybody who's ready and wanting to engage in a reboot for themselves.
And I think that's a great word, is reboot too. And on top of it being the title Balance, which I love, it's like we just started into Gemini season, which I know is so linked to the nervous system. And what a beautiful word to bring to our nervous systems is balance. And in the world that we live in right now, with such a fast paced mindset, and literally like the way that the energy is moving and we're evolving so quickly, like we really do have to work with the nervous system and balancing ourselves out. And the other word that came to me was, we just did this women's circle last night. It was called the nourishing experience, but also just hearing you talk about everything that we'll be doing, it sounds very nourishing. So like the Abhyanga massage, the oil pulling, the meditation. So it's kind of like an all-encompassing way to learn self-care tips that aren't just like seasonal. They're kind of like a daily lifestyle that you could use from this day out. And then one of the reasons that we do these rituals, and one of the reasons that Hari and I were inspired to create 40-day rituals when we first began, was the fact of learning, like over the years of our experience, we understood that having a daily practice and doing something on a daily basis helps us to cultivate that into healthy habits. And before long, like I don't necessarily always think about like oil pulling. I just go in the kitchen in the morning, I put a spoonful of coconut oil in my mouth, and I make breakfast while I'm oil pulling. And it's almost just like brushing my teeth. I just do it. And it's almost like my body craves it now. It's like I feel like I never want to eat anything before I oil pull. Like it's like the first thing. It's like it's that step by step. It's like, we wake up from sleeping in the morning, and usually the first thing you do is you go to the bathroom, right? That's what most of us do. And then some of us brush our teeth. A lot of times I oil pull first, before I do anything else. And even before like maybe morning meditation, it depends on, your rhythm and your habits. But yeah, so do you want to speak to the habit part of it?
Well, I love your, your process, because you may feel like you're someone who used to do that, right? Or you may feel like, oh, I used to have that routine, or I've always wanted to have that routine. I don't go to the bathroom in the morning. I have to just jump right into work, or, I have so much anxiety right now that I don't even know what's up or down, and I don't know where to start, right? Maybe you've had this practice so disciplined before, and now things are just changed. Maybe there's a new partner in your life. Maybe you have a new animal. Maybe you just had a child. Maybe you just got a new job, and our routines get thrown off, and that's okay. That's my intention with this immersion. I get thrown off. Onkar gets thrown off. We all do. And so coming back together to reboot means that I'm either coming back to reset myself, or I'm learning something new, something that'll actually help me right now as to who I was before. And,
Oh, I love that.
that's really the intention. If you've done this a million times, do it again, because you're going to find something new, something different, and something more inspiring.
Because we're different. We're constantly evolving. And just like you said, it might be a new relationship. Maybe you just had a baby, or, you're a mother now and things have changed and you've gotten away from the patterns and great habits of like doing yoga or treating yourself to an Abhyanga massage yourself. It's just like reconnecting back with that. And the other thing that we're providing too that I think is so beautiful is connection and community. So depending on where you live in the world right now, how open things are, how closed things are, how, a lot of people still feel very disconnected. This is such a beautiful way to come into community, and also to learn about other people's experiences and to be inspired, because like how you said, we're all always shifting and having totally different experiences in life.
Looks like there's a comment here. Question.
She says, oh, beautiful, Vanessa. She's highly recommending everyone to take this immersion. She says, Ayurveda self-practice changed my health and connection with my body. Oh, thanks, Vanessa. Yeah, that's so true.
I relate to that too.
And for anyone that's on, we can open up the floor. If anyone has any questions, feel free, as my camera is having a mind of its own right now.
Yeah, you can just type in comments or questions. We'd be happy to answer. And, I know sometimes these concepts seem really big and like a big mountain, but they're simple. They're simple. They're you. Ayurveda means the science of life. So, whether or not you've heard of the word before, you are living it in your everyday, in your intuitive, in your intuition, in your heart. These are all concepts when broken down. You're like, oh, that makes sense, right? That's like, I feel that. I relate to that. And, I love what Onkar said about, and what I mentioned about, being a new mother, a new father, or having, even a new animal in your life. If you've ever had a puppy or a little, baby animal, it changes, it kind of flips your world upside down. And, Onkar and I have also a history of like doing some postpartum care, prenatal care. We both support families in welcoming, new life into this world. And this is a really beautiful way to feel like you got this. It's not a lot. It's not overwhelming. And it's practices that, like Onkar said, that you can do while you're taking care of your family, right? It's self-care while you're there for others. It's filling your bucket so you can be there for others. And it's the householder's practices, right? We're not an island. We're really trying to create that community.
And I think too, it's also like learning just like about your health, and also like learning more about your digestion. Mm-hmm. And also I would say, like for me, learning more about the Ayurvedic foods and how, you know, like the good fats and the oil, and how good oil is for our body, and for us women and for us men that want to stay youthful, how important oil is for your body. So kind of relearning, because, you know, we're constantly being thrown on social media, different, you know, diets and ways to take in your food. And this is kind of bringing it back to the basics of really the important things in your body to help keep us naturally youthful, and keeping up with a really great digestion, and really learning what's good for you, because maybe what is best for me isn't always the best for Hari, depending on her body and her makeup. So really learning individual care. And then, you know, coming together with the meditation. One of the beautiful things that we do at 40-Day Rituals is we also send you daily inspiration so you can keep up with what day you're on. And honestly, in today's day and time, for us to stay structured, you have to have a very somewhat committed practice to yourself. So, you know, if you have lost connection with who you are, and really making yourself a priority, which we all need to do, because the only way to heal our bodies and to heal the world collectively is to take care of ourselves first, because your impact can go far and wide just by working on yourself. So, you know, Ayurveda is about that. It's all about coming into the internal, that intuitive knowingness, wouldn't you say, Hari, of like learning and remembering who you are, and how to make an effective difference with just that realization of your body and your mind and what you need, and really what can be kind of like a guideline through our doshas, right? And kind of help us guide in that way as well.
Yeah, 100%. And I love that you brought up remembering who you are, because one of the sayings in Ayurveda is pragya prahad, which means disease comes when you forget who you are.
Wow.
That's the root cause of pretty much all disease, forgetting who
I
you
just
are.
got chills when you said that. I never heard that. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
It's beautiful, and it's so, you know, it's very true. When we forget, you know, disease doesn't mean that it's fatal, right? Like we talk about dis-ease just meaning that you're out of your element, or you're
out of your flow.
Yeah, yes. Like maybe you get anxiety, maybe you know, you get depression, whatever it is. That's when we start going away from who we are. And the reminder to come back is the simple practice of, I'm going to wake up in the morning, I do my oil pulling, I give myself attention, and I look in the mirror, and I touch, you know, my body with oils, and I adorn myself like a temple. And then I go out in the world, because even if I still have my mental stuff going on, I've given myself a lot of love. And in Sanskrit, there's so many translations of love. Oil means love, fat means love. There's all these different translations of love.
I love that. People need to hear that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So those squishy parts on our body, that's love, that's protection, that's, you know, we don't have to try to not be ourselves, right?
Yeah, and then, you know, I was kind of highlighting it on before too, but, you know, personally what I see right now too is that with, you know, where people are mentally and emotionally, you know, collectively, most people, I feel like maybe if we were to talk to them and like even ask them these questions, you know, what is your daily practice like? You know, what does that mean to you? Do you have a committed part of your day where you commit to yourself? you know, and in this 14-day immersion, that's what we're going to help you connect with, is like making yourself a priority first, so that, you know, when you create that consistency and commitment to yourself, whether it's through Ayurveda or meditation or moving your body, or, you know, just focusing your mind in a particular way with high vibration, right, of self-love, self-acceptance, you know, that creates a really strong character, and it creates confidence, and it allows us to really move through life in that way. So, you know, bringing it back to that inner landscape and taking care of yourself, like if you can do that, then you can move through your daily life in that vibration. But when we don't take time during the day to connect with that, like, you know, it's questionable if we can maintain that and continue that. And, you know, it's been scientifically proven that when you do something every day for a particular amount of time, you know, like I was talking about oil pulling, you know, it's just one of the things that I do on a daily basis. Like, you know, you don't necessarily have to think about it as much once it becomes that habit, you know, and, you know, I think it gives me whiter teeth and stronger teeth and better digestion and more, how would you explain that, Hari? More lubrication and my, even in my throat chakra, you know, taking it outside more on the energetic level, and allowing me to maybe even be able to speak better, or maybe even clearer.
Yeah. All those things, you know, are really benefits of oil pulling. And one of the things we are going to do in our 14 days, because it's such a basic, it's such a foundation for us humans to thrive. And, you know, our mouth is a direct link to our bellies. It's a direct link to our heart. It's a direct link to our throat. So if we're waking up every day and not nurturing it and nourishing it and cleaning it, we start, you know, we feel it. It might be subtle, it might be not subtle, but if we can start to cultivate these concepts that they're simple things, but they're foundational things. They're kind of like, we talk a lot about the chakras. This immersion is kind of like getting that earth element stable underneath us, so that we can grow our branches, that we can really thrive and serve and do our work and feel like we're taken care of. That's really the purpose of Ayurveda.
I love that. And it's so realistic. You know, it's not, I mean, we love the airy fairy stuff too, but it's more of like a day-to-day basis of how you can live your life happy, healthy, and joyful. You know, how do we enjoy life? And in this day and time, I think most of us feel like it's not as easy to find the joy, because there's so much information and so many different things to take in, and so many things affecting stress on our daily lives, you know. So if we can find our way back to those simplistic, realistic tools that can bring more joy into our life, then why not, right? That's what I say.
I agree. And, you know, one more thing I want to say about this immersion is we're going to do it in a group. And the reason that Onkar and we do these things in groups is because one of the aspects of your health, a big aspect of your health, is community. It is the ability to be vulnerable, to have the space, whether you want to share that day or not. But these groups are there to give you camaraderie, to give you a sense of, you know, I'm here with others, and to give you an opportunity to express yourself. We do different circles in these groups. We let each other know how we're doing, how are the practices going, you know, what's going on in your life, because again, we all have stresses, and a big part of our health are the people in our lives, is the community, is the support.
Yeah, so true. That's why you're my best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, we attract what, you know, elevates you and uplifts you, and being company of the holy, of you know, people that are holistic and concentrating on mind, body, heart, you know, if that's what you desire, you know. And I feel like as human beings, hue meaning light, so light beings, we are always looking for that light in others, and we all have it. No one doesn't have it. It's just sometimes we get disconnected. That's it. You know, no one's better than anyone else. It's just levels of consciousness, and we all have the ability to connect in with that. And so these rituals that we offer are really that meaningful way of to connect back in with that consciousness that we were so innately born with. It's very deep, but at the same time very simplistic and very realistic to use on a daily basis. So Heidi, thank you so much. I'm so happy we did this. We have to do this more often. This was beautiful. It's so good. And Heidi and I have these conversations over the phone, and I'm like, wait, we should be filming this.
Yeah.
You know, we should be
sharing it, you know, sharing, because we are, you know, wanting to share what we've learned for so many years, and also struggled to integrate in our lives, and we have found some ease in it. We've found some easeful paths that we want to share with people. And I think I get really excited. You know, I get really excited about, wow, I've understood some more easeful ways to navigate this life and to live on this planet and to try and stay grounded, to try and stay connected. So it's not about escaping, it's about being here. And if we're going to be here, we need some help.
That's right. Exactly. Yeah, beautiful. So if anybody has any comments, please, after we stop the video, feel free to comment. We'll be posting this on 40-Day Rituals, and probably both in our personal pages too, if you want to watch it again or connect with us. And so we start on, what day is it? June 12th is?
We start on Sunday. We start this Sunday on June 12th. So register and, you know, DM us if you have questions. I'm happy to personally message with anybody about, you know, more about this. And I'm so excited.
Yes, me too. And I'm also open. Anyone, if you have any questions, you can DM me, or text us, or email us. And the link is in our bio if you want to sign up for the 14-day immersion. And we hope to see you guys soon. Thanks, Heidi. I love you.
Thank you. I love you.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.